All right, welcome back. And first things first, a massive congratulations. You made it through week 1 of this 30-day journey. Seriously, you showed up, you did the work, and you have officially laid the foundation for everything we're going to build from here. That's a huge deal. So take a second and really let that sink in.
I want you to think of this past week like this. You just made the first successful ascent on a massive climb. You've set up a solid, reliable base camp, you've learned the terrain of your own mind, and now you have a strong place to launch from as we get ready to climb even higher.
Okay, so let's dive into what we covered this week. The first step in any real transformation is just knowing where you're starting from. So week 1 was all about that, mapping your inner world and building that absolutely crucial self-awareness.
We kick things off by understanding that our emotions aren't good or bad. They're just data. Think of them as your body's super fast information system. Joy is a signal that things are going well and you should continue. Fear, it's a warning of immediate danger. Anger tells you a boundary has been crossed. Sadness points to a loss. And disgust, well, that's a signal that something is toxic. It's all just information to help you navigate your world.
And this is so important. These signals aren't just abstract ideas in your head. No, they are physical. You feel them. That anxiety, maybe for you, that's a tightness in your chest. That pure joy, it might feel like a warm glow spreading through your entire body. Learning to listen to these physical cues, that's a genuine superpower.
And that led us to maybe the most critical lesson of the week, the difference between reacting and responding. A reaction, that's the automatic, unconscious impulse. It's that amygdala hijack. But a response, aha, that's where the magic happens. That happens in that little bit of space between the trigger and your action. And in that space, you have the power to choose, to pause, to feel the feeling, and to act based on your values, not just your gut instinct.
From there, we started mapping out our personal stress. For a lot of us, stress tends to bubble up from a few key areas, right? The constant pressure of hustle culture, financial uncertainty, the social media comparison trap, or just shifting dynamics with our families. Pinpointing your specific triggers is the absolute first step to getting a handle on them.
And we also learned that not all stress is created equal. There's eustress. That's the good stuff, the motivating kind that gets you ready for a big presentation and helps you grow. And then there's distress, the toxic, draining kind that just leads to burnout. The key is really knowing which one you're actually feeling.
So once we understood our inner world a little better, it was time to look at how we can actively manage it. This week, you started building your own personal regulation toolkit, filling it with real, practical techniques you can use to take control of your state in any given moment.
First up, the 4-7-8 breath. This one is your go-to deep relaxer. By making that exhale longer, a full 8 seconds, you're sending this powerful signal directly to your nervous system that it is safe to calm down. It's amazing for easing anxiety or just helping you fall asleep at night.
Then you've got box breathing. This is what I call the tactical reset. That balanced 4-second rhythm of inhale, hold, exhale, hold. It's literally what Navy SEALs use to stay calm but laser-focused under intense pressure. It is the perfect tool for getting your center back during a crazy day.
And for those moments of just total overwhelm, you have the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Think of this as the emergency brake for a spinning mind. By deliberately engaging all 5 of your senses, one by one, you yank your attention out of that spiral and plant it firmly in the here and now.
And finally, we totally reframed journaling. It's not just a diary, it's a set of powerful, science-backed protocols. Whether you're using the Pennebaker protocol to work through heavy emotions, morning pages to just clear out the mental cobwebs, or a bullet journal to live with more intention, you now have a serious tool for self-discovery.
Okay, let's be real for a minute. This journey is not a perfect straight line. You're gonna hit roadblocks. You're going to have days where you feel overwhelmed or confused. And that is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that you are in the process of growing. It is part of the work.
Every single time you feel like you've stumbled, I want this image to pop into your head. A stumble is not a fall. In fact, it's the perfect real-world opportunity to open up that toolkit you've been building and actually practice using your new skills.
So, what do you do in that moment of overwhelm? You stop. This incredibly simple technique is your secret weapon for creating that critical space we talked about. Just stop what you're doing, take a breath. Observe what's actually happening in your mind and body without judgment, and then, and only then, proceed with awareness.
But what about those times when you feel stuck? When you're feeling a really strong emotion, but you have no idea where it's actually coming from?
That's when you use the 5 whys. This technique is all about getting to the root cause, not just the symptom. So you're not really mad about the dirty dishes. The first why leads you to feeling overworked. The next why might lead you to feeling unsupported. See? By asking why about 5 times, you dig past the dishes and get to the real issue you can actually do something about.
You have built such an incredible foundation of self-awareness and regulation this week. You've mapped your inner world, and you have the tools to navigate it. So, where do we go from here? Let's take a look at what's on the horizon for week 2.
Next week is all about building directly on top of this foundation. We're going to shift our focus to boosting your self-confidence and forging some real resilience. We'll get into practical strategies for raising your self-esteem, for handling setbacks with grace, and for developing a truly unshakable mindset.
You have done the hard work. You've laid the groundwork. You've explored your own inner world. So, I'm going to leave you with this one question to carry with you into the next 7 days. Who are you ready to become? I'll see you in week 2.